Yes, hello everyone. Hello to all of you. So everyone please confirm, am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? Everyone please confirm in the chat box, am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? Audio video is clear to everyone. Everyone please confirm in the chat box, am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? So in the last class we have, I hope I am audible, I am visible clearly to all of you. So in the last class we have discussed a topic that was errors and accuracy, and this is going to be the last topic for your basic surveying. So we have divided the entire surveying syllabus in two parts. One was the basic surveying and another was the advanced surveying, or you can say the modern surveying. So this will be the last topic for your basic surveying part, and that is the curves. So we will have the discussion for the curve. So let's start the discussion, and from tomorrow we will start our discussion for the photogrammetry survey. So photogrammetry, basics of GPS, GIS, and remote sensing. All these topics we are going to cover. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So in these 2 days, we will complete our discussion for the modern surveying. In this way, we are going to complete the discussion for the surveying on the 19th of Feb. And from 20th of Feb, your new subject will start. So you all can join the discussion of your next subject. So in this class, what we will cover, so we will discuss about the simple circular curve. Again, this is a very small topic, and from this topic you can expect some formula based question. So from that point of view, we will cover this topic also. So what will be the discussion for the today's class? Can you start modern survey today? No, no, dear. We will start modern surveying tomorrow as per our plan. We will start the photogrammetry surveying from tomorrow. Okay. So today we will complete this topic, and that is the curves. Very small topic, little small discussion will be there, and we will discuss about the different types of the curve. We will discuss about in detail about the simple circular curve and its components, and our discussion will be related to the basic formula, and this is the important part. From this part you can expect from this part you can expect the we will complete the modern surveying part till 19th, don't worry. So within 2 days, we will complete our discussion, all the important topic of the modern surveying from your GATE and ESE, or you can say for any other technical exam point of view, we will complete. So your entire syllabus of surveying will get over on the 19th of Feb. Tomorrow you have class, yes. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow. These two classes are added in your planner because due to some technical issue, our 2 days classes were cancelled. I hope you remember. 2 days classes were cancelled due to the technical issue, due to the connectivity issue. So from that point of view, is your this course was expected to finish on 17 today only, but this will extend for 2 days more. This will extend for 2 days more. Okay. So then we will have the discussion for the method of the setting out of the simple circular curve. These are the 4 topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. So should we start our discussion? Should we start our discussion? So let's start the discussion, and we will talk about the types of the curve. So you must have observed some curve in the case of roads. For example, here we can take the example of the road. So for example, on a road you are moving and you want to go right in the right direction or in the left direction. So if you want to go left or right, for example, this was the road, and if you want to go in the right direction, so obviously we are going to construct the curve. We are going to construct the road in curved form. Yes or no? and let's say I am providing this curve between the 2 point A and B. Between the 2 point A and B, let's say A is the start point of the curve and B is the end point of the curve. A is the start point of the curve and B is the end point of the curve. So we are providing the curve between point A and B, and most important thing, if both these points are on the same plane, if both these points are on the same plane, can we say this is going to be the horizontal curve? Yes or no? If these 2 points A and B, both the points are lying on the same plane and we are providing a curve between point A and B, can we say this is going to be the horizontal curve? You must have observed a gradient. For example, there is a railway overbridge, or road overbridge. So you will see the road like this. There will be gradient, there will be slope in the road in the longitudinal direction. In the longitudinal direction. So because at that situation all the points are not in the same plane, for that we are using the term vertical curve. So obviously if you want to locate the curve, if you want to provide the curve, we have to locate all the points, yes or no? We have to locate all the points of the curve so that we can locate this curve on the road. So that we can locate this curve on the road, yes or no? So whenever there will be the requirement, if you want to locate the position of any point, we have one thing, that is the surveying. Yes. So here we are going to discuss about the types of the curve, and that is the simple circular curve. So where we have provided a curve, let's say this is the center of the circle, this is going to be the radius of the curve, and this will be also the radius of the curve, and simply we have provided this curve having the constant or same radius. Obviously if this is the circular curve, there will be no change in the radius. Radius of this curve will not change, yes or no? Radius of this curve will not change, and this is having the fixed radius r. So this is your simple circular curve. So if I talk about why we are providing the horizontal curve on the road, so now you can answer, for changing the direction, yes or no? If you want to change the direction of your traffic, you need to provide the horizontal curve, whether you want to go in the left direction or whether you want to go in the right direction. Curves are more comfortable, and we will also discuss about the curve in our in our subject, that is the transportation engineering. So here we are covering the basic part of the curve. We will again have the discussion on the transportation engineering. In that we will discuss in detail about the designing aspects of the horizontal curve on the road and the vertical curve on the road. So this is the simple circular curve. All these curves are the horizontal curve. All these curves are the horizontal curve. In this course, our discussion will be limited to the horizontal curve only. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Yes. So this is your simple circular curve having a fixed radius, or you can say constant radius. Another type of the curve is the compound curve. Why we are using the word compound curve? Here you can see there are two curves. This is your curve 1 and curve 2. There are two curves. This is your curve 1 and curve 2. Are both these curves are having the same radius? Tell me. What you can observe from the diagram, both these curves are having the same radius or the different radius? Answer is going to be different radius. Absolutely. So let's say this is the center for the curve 1 and this is the center for the curve 2. So this is going to be the radius r1 and this is going to be the radius r2. This will be the radius r2. Yes or no, for the curve 2. So here we have added two simple circular curve. Here we have added two simple circular curve of different radius that you can observe, that you can see in the diagram. That's why there may be more than two curve. It is not mandatory there will be only two curve, more than one curve, two curve, three curve, four curve, having the different radius. Whatever final curves we are getting, this is going to be your compound curve. This is going to be your compound curve, where the two curves are added having the different radius. So first was the simple circular curve, second was the compound curve. Now you can say the next curve, is the reverse curve or the same curve you can say as that is the S curve. So reverse curve, or you can say this is the S curve. Why we are saying this is the reverse curve? Based on the direction of this curve. Here you can see the two curve, curve 1 and curve 2. Here you can see the two curve, curve 1 and curve 2, but both are having the center in opposite direction. Yes or no? So this is going to be your reverse curve or S curve. This is going to be your reverse curve or S curve. The center are not in the same direction. For both the curve, the center are not in the same direction or in the same alignment. So this is the reverse curve. So first was the simple circular curve, second was the compound curve, and third is the S curve or reserve curve, S curve or reverse curve. I hope the discussion is clear to everyone. Yes or no? And next curve is the transition curve. So whenever we are going to connect the straight with the circular curve, whenever we will connect circular and straight, in between we will provide a transition curve. Why we are providing the transition curve in between the straight and the circular path of the road? Do you know why we are providing the transition curve? Why we are not connecting this straight and circular portion of the road directly? Why we are not connecting this circular and straight portion of the road directly? Tell me. Because whenever there will be any sudden change, let's see, in the case of straight path, the radius of the path will be, the radius of this path will be infinity, yes or no? And let's say if I am saying this is a simple circular curve, so it must have some center, and this is going to be the radius of the curve, yes or no? So at the beginning of the circular curve, you can say the radius will be r, and here at the end of the straight path, the radius is infinity. If we are going to connect this straight and circular directly, if we are connecting this straight and circular directly, can you say here the radius is r and here the radius is infinity? There will be the sudden change of the radius. There will be the sudden change of the radius. Radius is suddenly changing from infinity to r. So when the vehicle was on the straight path, the centrifugal force was mv square by r. So centrifugal force was 0 in the case of straight path. When the vehicle was moving on a straight path, it was experiencing the centrifugal force that was having the magnitude of 0. But as the vehicle will enter on the radius r curve, as the vehicle will enter in this circular curve, P will be equal to mv square by r. So obviously you can say there will be the sudden, from this particular, at this particular point, there will be sudden change in the centrifugal force P also. There will be sudden change in the centrifugal acceleration also. What is P? Centrifugal force P. So whenever any body is moving on a curve path, whenever any body is moving on a curve path, it will experience a pseudo force, that is the centrifugal force P. And the tendency of that force will always try to move your body away from the center. The tendency of the centrifugal force is to move your body away from the center. So the main point is, all these points we will cover in detail in the highway engineering, but as of now we can say, whenever there will be the sudden change in the geometry of the road, whenever there will be the sudden change in the geometry of the road, there will be the discomfort due to that change. There will discomfort due to that change, yes or no? Obviously there will be discomfort. So for that, for changing all these parameters gradually, we want to change the radius gradually, so that there will be gradual introduction of the centrifugal force, and so that there will be gradual change in the centrifugal acceleration. So for that, what we are doing, we are providing in between a transition curve. between the straight and the circular portion of the road, we are providing a transition curve like this. We are providing a transition curve like this. We are providing a transition curve like this. I hope this point is clear to everyone. We are providing the transition curve like this. So what will be the characteristics of the transition curve? So let's say LS is the length of transition curve. LS is the length of the transition curve. So in the beginning of this transition curve, radius will be infinity, and as you move in the forward direction, the radius will gradually change from infinity to r. As you will cover the length, as you will move in the longitudinal direction of this transition curve, the radius is changing, but the change is gradual. There is no sudden change. So as you can see, when the vehicle will enter from straight to the transition curve, there will be no discomfort because the vehicle is moving in the same characteristics from radius infinity to radius infinity. As the vehicle will move along the length of the transition curve, the radius will also change. The radius of this transition curve will also change, and it will gradually change from infinity to r. Now, after this point, the vehicle will enter to the circular portion. Yes or no? And here at the end of the transition curve, the radius is r, and here at the starting of the circular curve, radius is r. Same characteristics are there. Again, there will be no discomfort. When the vehicle will move from r radius to r radius, why there will be discomfort? Tell me. Why there will be discomfort? Discomfort will be only if there will be any change. Yes or no? If there is any change. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So can I say what is the characteristics of the transition curve? It is a variable radius curve. It is a variable radius curve. It is not the curve having the fixed radius. The radius will vary. The radius will change. The radius will vary. The radius will change. Yes or no? Confirm in the chat box. So we have discussed about the simple circular curve. We have discussed about the compound curve. We have discussed about the S curve or reverse curve. And we have also discussed about the transition curve. So everyone please confirm if the discussion till now is clear to everyone. If the discussion till now is clear to everyone, please confirm in the chat box. And if anyone having any doubt at any point, you can ask your doubt, you can ask your query. So first we are discussing about the different types of the horizontal curve. As per our syllabus point of view, we need to discuss the simple circular curve in detail. We need to discuss simple circular curve in detail, that we will also discuss. So I'm not feeling well today. There is a little bit pain in my chest and throat. So we will complete this class early, and do not waste this time. You will get this time. You can use this time to complete your PYQs. So in the last PDF also, I have provided you some PYQs of the basic surveying, and in this class also I will provide you some PYQ. So do complete all those PYQs today itself after this class, so that if you have any doubt, any query at any PYQ, you can ask your doubt, you can ask your query in the next class. This is the last class of your basic surveying. Okay. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So please confirm everyone till now the discussion is clear. Yes or no? Okay. So now let's see the next discussion. Now we are going to discuss in detail about the simple circular curve. Now let's see and now let's try to understand what are the different elements of the simple circular curve, and how we can define those elements of the simple circular curve, or you can say how we can calculate all those element of the simple circular curve. Whenever you need to provide the curve on the road, listen carefully. Whenever you need to provide the curve on the road, first you will design the curve on the paper, yes or no? We are not going to locate the curve on the ground directly. As per our requirement, we will always first design the curve on the paper. Yes or no? Or randomly you will go to the field and directly you will locate the curve. If you will do like this, that curve will not fulfill your all the requirements. So first we need to define all the elements. We need to complete the design part in the paper itself. Once you have designed all the elements of the curve on the paper, sorry. Once you have designed all the elements of the curve on the paper, now the next goal is to locate that same curve on the field. Yes or no? So if with the help of the paper, if the help of the design, if you are locating the same curve on the field, that concept is known as the setting out of simple circular curve. We have designed a curve on the paper. Now we want to locate exactly that curve on the field, and this process, with this process for getting the exact curve on the field from the map or from the plan, is known as the setting out of curve. So what we will do, first we will design all the elements of the simple circular curve on the paper. Then we will see what are the various methods. From those methods we can locate the same curve on the ground. So this is the discussion. This is the discussion. So first we will talk about the element of the simple circular curve. So let's understand some term. So for example, this is your simple circular curve. For example, this is your simple circular curve. I am using the different color so that you can easily understand about all the elements of the simple circular curve. So that you can easily understand all the elements of the simple circular curve. So let's say this is going to be the center of the curve. So now you can say, sir, this will be the radius of the curve. Yes or no? This is going to be the radius of the curve. This is going to be the radius of the curve, yes or no? So this green one is the curve. This green one is the curve, simple circular curve having the radius r. From the starting of this curve, can I draw a tangent like this, T1V? Tell me yes or no. From the starting of this curve, can I draw the tangent from T1 to V? Tell me. Can I draw the tangent? Can I draw the tangent, yes or no? So this T1V is going to, we are going to consider as backward tangent. This T1V, we are going to say that this is going to be the backward tangent. Similarly, we can draw the tangent from T2 to V, and this is going to be T2V will be the forward tangent. T2V will be the forward tangent of this simple circular curve. So O is the center of the curve. O is the center of the curve. R is the radius of the curve. T1V is going to be the backward tangent. VT2 or T2V is going to be the forward tangent. Okay. So A is the straight point. This is the A, and B is the end point. As you can see, B is the end point. Point T1, we can say this is going to the point of curve. So this T1 point we are representing as point of curve. And this T2 is going to be the point of tangency. Point of tangency. And this V point, we can say this V is going to be the point of intersection. This V point, we can say this is going to be the point of intersection. Listen all these terms very carefully. Listen all these notations very carefully. So now you can say alpha, this angle you can say alpha. This alpha is the this alpha is the intersection angle. This alpha is the intersection angle, and you can see one more angle, that is delta. You can see one more angle, that is delta, and delta is nothing but your deflection angle. Delta is nothing but it is your deflection angle. So I hope all these terms are clear to everyone. So if this angle is going to be delta, you will also say this angle will be equal to delta, and half angle will be equal to delta by 2, and half angle will be equal to delta by 2. So first confirm in the chat box if all these terms are clear to everyone. Everyone please confirm in the chat box if all these terms are clear to everyone. Okay. So now here are some important term, or you can say the element. 5 elements are important that you should know. So that we will discuss one by one. So V is the point of the intersection, R is the radius of the curve, backward tangent, forward tangent, delta is the deflection angle, alpha is the intersection angle. So again I am representing that diagram so that you should have not any confusion. So this was the situation. So this was your simple circular curve. Now let's see. All these terms now we are familiar with. This is going to be your point T1. This is going to be your point T2. Now I am defining some important elements of the simple circular curve. Elements of simple circular curve. So the first element that we want to know, the first element that we are defining, that is the length of forward or backward tangent. Length of forward and backward tangent. This is going to be your first element. So can I say I am talking about the T1V, or you can say VT2? Yes or no? I am talking about the T1V, or you can say VT2, yes or no? T1B is going to be the backward tangent and VT2 is going to be the forward tangent. VT2 will be known as the forward tangent. Can we say like this, yes or no? Tell me in the chat box, dear. So this is the first element that we need to define for the simple circular curve. Let's say this is the point T1, this is the point V, this is the point C, this is the point D, let's say. So next element that we want to define, that is going to be the length of curve. This is going to be the length of the curve. How we can define the length of the curve? If I talk about the notation, so this is going to be T1C T2. T1C T2 will be the length of the curve, yes or no? So this is your second element. First was the length of the forward or backward tangent. Second element is the length of the curve, and that is going to be T1 C T2. Clear? Now the third element of the simple circular curve is going to be the length of longest chord. Length of longest chord. So how we can locate the longest chord here? You can see this is going to be your longest chord. This is going to be your longest chord, and this will be equal to T1 DT2. T1 DT2. This is going to be the length of the longest chord. This will be equal to length of the longest chord. First understand about all these terms carefully, then we will have the discussion how we can calculate. Very easily we can calculate fourth element of the simple circular curve that we are defining, that is going to be the mid ordinate. Mid ordinate, and this is your mid ordinate. CD is the mid ordinate. CD is the mid ordinate. Now the last term will be equal to apex distance. Apex distance, or you can say external distance. Apex distance or external distance, and this is nothing but CV. This is nothing but CV. So you should know how we can calculate these elements for a simple circular curve. All these elements you can calculate very easily with the help of the basic geometry. Or from your exam point of view, you can also use the formula. Directly from the formula you can calculate, or with the help of the basic geometry, we can also calculate all these elements of the simple circular curve. First tell me, are you able to visualize all these elements from this diagram? Are you able to visualize all these elements from the diagram, yes or no? So if I am talking about the backward tangent, if I am talking about the forward tangent, if I am talking about the longest chord of the simple circular curve, if I am talking about the length of the curve, if I am talking about the mid ordinate, if I am talking about the apex distance or external distance, are you able to visualize all these elements of the simple circular curve? Are you able to visualize all these elements of the simple circular curve, yes or no? Tell me in the chat box. And yes, we can also relate this alpha and delta. Alpha was the intersection angle and delta was the deflection angle. Alpha was the intersection angle and delta was the deflection angle. So you just need to remember these 5 formula. What will be the length of the backward tangent and forward tangent? What will be the length of the backward tangent and forward tangent? All the formulas we are defining in the terms of deflection angle. So VT1 or VT2 will be equal to nothing but R tan delta by 2. So in the question they will provide you the radius of the simple circular curve. In the question they will provide you the deflection angle. So if you know the radius and the deflection angle for any simple circular curve, so can you calculate the length of the backward tangent or the length of the forward tangent? If you know the R and delta, can you calculate the radius of, can you calculate the length of the backward tangent or the length of the forward tangent very easily? So that will be simply equal to R tan delta by 2. R tan delta by 2. Please confirm one by one in the chat box if you know how we can calculate this T1V or the next tangent VT2. This T1V or VT2. So can we move further? So now let's talk about the second element of the simple circular curve, and that is the length of the curve. We have already discussed, we have visualized the length of curve, that will be equal to 2 pi r divided by 360 into delta. Here also you know L is the length of curve. L is the length of circular curve. R is the radius of circular curve, and delta is equal to your deflection angle, and delta will be equal to your deflection angle. So delta is going to be the deflection angle. So if we know the value of R and delta, so from this expression we can calculate the length of the curve. How we have represented the length of the curve? As per our notation, T1C T2. So this is going to be T1. It will be equal to T1C T2. So in this way we can calculate the length of the curve. This was your length of curve T1C T2. T1C T, this curve length. We want to calculate this curve length. And this will be equal to T1C T2. This will be equal to T1C T2. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So we have discussed about the two element, length of the forward tangent and length of the backward tangent, and we have also discussed how we can calculate the length of the curve. Yes. So the next discussion is related to the mid ordinate that we have already discussed. It is will be equal to CD. So R1 minus cos delta by 2. CD you can easily calculate mid ordinates. Here also we have represented our mid ordinate was CD. Yes, same notation. So CD we can calculate R1 minus cos delta by 2. R1 minus cos delta by 2. R1 minus cos delta by 2. This will be your mid ordinate. Next element is going to be the apex or external distance. Next element is going to be the apex or external distance. So our notation was apex for and external distance was VC. Here also we have used the same notation. So how we can calculate this VC? R sec delta by 2 minus 1. All these parameters you can very easily find with the help of the basic geometry. But as in your exam they are providing you the direct values, so it will be better if you can use all these formula directly. So it will save you some time. So direct formula based question you will get from this topic. Direct formula based question you will get from this topic. Questions are not very frequent in your exam, but sometimes they are asking the question related to the simple elements of the simple circular curve. So from where they are asking the question, we are covering all the topics. We are covering all the topics from all the exam point of view. So I hope this element is also clear to everyone. Yes. So now the next element is, you can skip the Chainage part. So these are the elements that we can calculate very easily. So you will get some formula based question. Now let's understand one more point. As I have mentioned earlier, we have planned a curve on the paper. Now we want to locate this same curve. On the ground. So for that, setting out work is required. Yes or no? Whatever points of the curves are here. So let's say these are the various points of the curve. So we have to locate exactly same points of the curve on the ground also. We have to locate the same point of the curve on the ground also. Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. So for that, how we can locate this point on the curve? So we are not going in detail about these methods, but sometimes they are asking the question from the name of the method only. So here we are discussing what are the various methods which we can use for the setting out of the simple circular curve. So you just remember these names. They will use the directly. They will ask direct question from the name itself if I talk about the objective exam point of view. So as you can see, there are two exact method. One is the offset from the chord produce and another is the deflection angle method. You just need to remember the name of these methods. Sometimes they will ask you the question like deflection angle method is related to. What will be your answer? Or you can say the deflection angle method will be useful the deflection angle method will be useful to this method we can use for the setting out of the simple circular curve. This method we can use for the setting out of the simple circular curve. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Yes or no? So these are the two methods, and these are the exact methods for setting out of the simple circular curve. But these two are not only the method for setting out work. We have some more methods. We have some more methods for the setting out of the simple circular curve. So let's see. Like some other methods are perpendicular offset method, radial offset method, and two theodolite method. And this is important from your exam point of view. So sometimes they have asked the question. Tell me, whenever you want to locate all the points of the curve on the road, on the ground, what you will do? No matter which method you are following for the setting out of work, we know the basic concept of the setting out work. We need to locate all the points of the curve on the ground. Yes or no? We need to locate all the points of the curve on the ground. That is the discussion. That is the discussion, yes or no? So for defining the position of any point, we will go for the survey, and how we can define the position of any point with the help of the survey, that you also know, with the help of the two types of the measurement. To define the position of any points, you may require two types of the measurement, yes or no? One is going to be the linear measurement. One is going to be the linear measurement, and another is the angular measurement. So we have started our discussion of the surveying from this point only, and we are also completing the discussion of the basic surveying from this point only. In your entire syllabus, in this entire course till now, you have just discussed about the linear measurement, and you have just discussed about the angular measurement. Because as we know, with the help of the linear measurement, with the help of the angular measurement, with the help of the measurement of the horizontal distance, or with the help of the measurement of the vertical distance, or with the help of the measurement of the horizontal angle, or with the help of the measurement of the vertical angle, we can define the position of, or you can say the relative position of any point. So obviously when here you want to locate the point of the curve on the ground, again you need to perform these two type of the measurement. Again you need to perform these two type of the measurement, yes or no? Tell me in the chat box. Again you need to perform these two type of the measurement, yes or no? Obviously the answer will be yes. But we have discussed about the various method, like we have discussed about the offset from chord produce method. We have discussed about the deflection angle method. In this method, linear measurement is required as well as angular measurement is also required for the locating the point of the curve on the ground. Similarly, if I talk about the deflection angle method, so in the case of deflection angle method also, you require a linear measurement as well as angular measurement. Both measurements are required in these methods. Both measurements, linear measurements and angular measurements, are required in these methods. In the case of offset from the chord produce method, in the case of deflection angle method, we required linear measurement as well as angular measurement for locating the point of the curve on the ground. For locating the point of the curve on the ground. Please confirm if the discussion is clear till now. Everyone please confirm if the discussion till now is clear to everyone. Or if anyone having any doubt, any query, at any point you can ask your doubt, you can ask your query. No problem with that. Please confirm in the chat box. Everyone, please do confirm, beta. Everyone, please do confirm in the chat box if the discussion till now is clear to everyone. So if I talk about the other method of the setting out of simple circular curve, if I talk about the other methods of the setting out of simple circular curve, so these methods are perpendicular offset method. In this method also you required linear measurement and angular measurement to locate the point of the curve on the ground. Both type of the measurements are required in the case of perpendicular offset method for setting out of simple circular curve. For setting out of simple circular curve. Similarly, in the case of radial offset method, again you required both measurements, linear measurement and angular measurement. You required both measurement, linear measurement and angular measurement. But this method is different. That's why they are asking the question from this method. They are asking the question related to this method, how this method is different. If you are following the method, that is the two theodolite method. In the case of two theodolite method, you can locate all the points of the curve on the ground, or you can simply say you can set out the curve on the ground without any linear measurement. So in the case of two theodolite method, only angular measurements are required. So in the case of two theodolite method, only angular measurements are required, or you can say no linear measurement. No linear measurement is required. In which method? In the case of two theodolite method. In the case of two theodolite method, and the same thing they are asking in the exam. The same thing they are asking in the exam, in which method of the setting out of a simple circular curve only angular measurements are required. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? There is only one method of setting out of simple circular curve where no linear measurement is required. Without measuring any distance, you can locate all the points of the curve on the ground with the help of the angular measurement only. With the help of the angular measurement only. So this is the point that you need to remember related to this method, that is the two theodolite method. So in this way we have completed our discussion for the types of the curve and what are the various elements of the simple circular curve, how we can define or how we can calculate those elements of the simple circular curve, and at the end we have discussed little bit about the various methods for the setting out of the simple circular curve. Various methods for the setting out of the simple circular curve. So I hope entire discussion till now is clear to everyone. So as I mentioned earlier, some more methods are there: deflection angle method, one theodolite method, tangential method. So all the important point we have covered. So these are some PYQs. So I have provided you some PYQs in the previous PDF also, and in this PDF also there are some PYQ. All these are the questions that they have asked in your GATE exam. So you should try this question. So you should try all these questions at your own. So I will share this PDF with all of you. So do practice this question, and if anyone having any doubt or any query at any question, you can ask your doubts and queries in the tomorrow's class. But nearly you have 20 questions from the previous PDF, and on this PDF the combinedly you will have nearly 20 questions from your previous year. So do practice the question. I will explain little bit about each and every question so that you can easily solve. So this is the theoretical question, and this question is related to the methods of plane table surveying. This question is related to the methods of plane table surveying. So that we have covered, I think. We have discussed about the radiation method. We have discussed about the intersection method. We have discussed about the traversing method of the plane tabling. And we have also discussed about the resection method. So if you know that concept, based on that you can solve this question. So now let's move to the next question. In previous class, this question is related to the laws of weight. So we have discussed the various laws of the weight related to the addition, related to the subtraction, related to the multiplication or division by a constant, related to the adding or subtracting a constant with any measurement. In the last class, in the today itself, we have covered this topic. So how we can find out the weight of the result? From that part they have asked this question. So if you have followed that discussion, you all can easily solve this question. Yes. So the next question is related to the, it is the theoretical question related to the chain surveying SO series. You can say it is related to the SO series. So what are the various instruments required, tools or the instrument in which surveying? So like ELIDATE we have discussed in the case of plane table survey, arrow we have discussed in the case of chain surveying, bubble tube we have discussed in the case of leveling also, stadia here we have discussed in the case of theodolite or tachymeter. Yes. So which tools or the instrument is going to be useful in which surveying? So this is the very basic question. So all of you should answer this question correctly. And I hope you will able to answer this question correctly. Now see the next question. Again the question is related to the classification of surveying. This question is related to classification of surveying. Topic was, chapter was fundamental of surveying. So basic definition of the different types of the surveying, you can mark your answer. The type of surveying, the topic is division of surveying. The topic is division of surveying. Again the question is related to the fundamental of surveying. So just by simply reading this question you can mark the answer. Yes. So if you have revised all the concept, you can put your answer in the chat box. Yes. So do attempt all these questions at your own after revising all the concepts, because today we have completed one part of your surveying, or you can say the major part of your surveying syllabus. The major part of your surveying syllabus. So do we have some more question? So let's see. This is the question related to the shrinkage scale. This is the question related to the shrinkage scale. Linear measurement. In linear measurement, we have discussed about the scale. We have discussed the concept of the shrinkage scale. We have discussed the concept of the extended scale. So how you can find out the revised scale, how you can find out the revised length, correct length or the correct area. This question is related to that concept. So what will be the concept that we can use? So shrinkage scale will be equal to, in the terms of RF, will be equal to shrinkage factor, will be equal to shrinkage factor SF multiply by the original scale, multiply by the original scale in the terms of RF. In this way you can calculate the revised scale. In this way you can calculate the revised scale. So yes, so these are the topics, these are some questions from your practice point of view. So we have divided our entire surveying syllabus in two parts. That was the first was the basic surveying. First was the basic surveying, and the next part was modern surveying. So on the modern surveying, what are the various topics that we are going to cover? That I will also provide you the detail. What are the various topics that we will cover in the case of modern surveying? So we will discuss about the photogrammetry survey. We will discuss about the photogrammetry survey. We will discuss about the basics of GPS, GIS, and remote sensing. We will talk about the basics of GPS, GIS, and remote sensing. So these are the topics that we are left, and in basic surveying we have covered all the topics now. We have covered the fundamental of surveying. We have covered the discussion for the fundamental of surveying. We have talked about the linear measurement. You can confirm in the chat box if we have completed all the discussion. You all can confirm. I hope I am audible and visible clearly to all of you. So everyone please do comment in the chat box. Am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? Everyone do confirm in the chat box. Am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? Is there any audio video problem? Because I am not getting your response. I am not getting your comments. So please everyone do comment in the chat box. Everyone please confirm beta, am I audible? Am I visible clearly to all of you? I hope audio video is clear to everyone. So I am completing this discussion. The next chapter we have completed. That was the compass surveying. The next chapter was traverse survey. The next discussion was labeling. The next discussion was contour. Next discussion was calculus contour. After conclude, we have discussed trigonometrical labeling. Then we have discussed about the theodolite and its construction detail. Then we have discussed about the tachyometry. Then we have discussed about the plane table surveying. Then we have discussed about the errors and accuracy. Then we have discussed about the calculation of area and volume. Calculation of area and volume. And we have also discussed about the basics element of simple circular curve. So I think these are the topics. Some more discussion were there, like related to the contour I have mentioned, yes. Related to the triangulation, we have discussed little bit. We have discussed little bit about the triangulation. So all these are the topics are related to the basic surveying, and that we have covered. Yes. So in this way, I can say we have completed all the conceptual part related to the basic surveying. Now we are left with these topics that we will cover in the upcoming class. So from these topic basic surveying, if I talk about the GATE exam, so in your GATE exam, you can expect 2 to 3 mark problem from the basic surveying, and similarly from modern surveying, 1 to 2 mark problem in general from your modern surveying part. So this is your weightage in your GATE exam. This is your weightage. So I hope the entire discussion is clear to everyone. Now, one thing you all should do, keep revising all the concepts as much as you can and keep practicing the question. So we have also discussed some PYQs. I have also provided you the DPPs. I hope you all have attempted all the DPPs and you have actively participated in the weekly test. Yes. So tomorrow we are going to connect at, as usual, 7 p.m. and we will start the discussion for the photogrammetry surveying. So this was all about for this class. Thank you everyone. Keep learning better. Thank you.